Hi guys, welcome back to another video with me. So I'm in the midst of going somewhere and I just want to quickly drop this thing here because of what we have been battling. When I say we, me and another woman, okay, she's kind of like my presence in between there is like a help, being that I quite understand the language more than she. So I just want to share this thing here right now, okay? Because I spoke with her before making this video, and I know that this is going to be like it will come handy to any other woman out there, especially when you are living in a non-English speaking country. You are out of your own fatherland, your own country, living in a different country entirely, and that country happens to be a non-speaking English country. Okay. There are so many challenges that comes with it. Of course, we all know about that. And most kids, let me talk about we Africans, okay? Most of our kids that live in these parts of the world where English is not their first language, have this language barrier that they always go suffer from. Yes. So, and because of that, it can lead to a lot of things, speech therapies and the rest of that. And then and which can as well kind of like cause some confusions in the child. And there's some kind of actions and some behaviors that a child may be going through. And because we understand what their problems are, but the problem is that the people you are living in their place, they find it strange because this is not a common thing between their own mix, in their own children, or in their own mix, or in their own gathering, or their culture. Let me just say it like that. So it is quite difficult for them to understand. So it needs someone that truly understands the language. I mean, of course, you have to be very, very fluent. At least if it's not fluent in the language, at least be able to express yourself a little bit so that you can be able to kind of like explain to them the situation at hand. That's why we always encourage, especially mothers, women that live in this part of the world, to please try to learn the language because it will come handy. You are not just doing it because you want to socialize or communicate. Yes, which is very important. But for me, learning this language is my first priority. Why I decided to learn the language, which I'm not so fluent in it yet, but I'm still trying to learn it, is because of my case, no? Because of cases like this, especially the schools, because when you live in a foreign place like this, quote unquote, Italy, their system of education and the bureaucracy and everything that has to do around with the movements and uprunning of the place, it still has a very long way to go. So it always needs the presence of the parents. You take your children to school, you bring them back. They cannot release your children from the school if there's not a presence of a grown-up, an adult in there. So it's not like back home in Nigeria. I mean, when some children go back home alone by themselves, I know that things are actually changing a lot. It depends on the schools as well. There are some schools that still do not allow the children to go without the presence of their children. But what I'm actually rounding up at is here it takes a lot, and for you to be able to defend yourself from the ups and downs and the obstacles and the challenges, you need to learn the language. So my story comes in like this. This particular lady that I am following up has a problem with her son. So this problem she has with her son is the child is very quiet. She doesn't talk, okay? And she hardly she just have like just a single friend. So she's not the kind of child that is very, very socialize or sociable. Like she tends to like have her own kind of corner, her own kind of self. She's just so private on her own self. We are talking about primary school here, okay? So the teachers are like they came up with they first of all had a meeting with the parents, and they discussed the whole issue with the parents, and they kind of like at the end of it, so they decided that the parents have to go and seek a psychologist. So when they finished, they went for the first meeting, because first of all, I think meeting a psychologist when it has to do with school like this, the parents have to go first, then before the psychologist cannot decide to see the child, and then the process will begin. And after the parents have gone for their very first meeting, and then the psychologist decided to meet with the child, and then the mother said she met with the child for about 5 times, and then now they are trying to assign a teacher, a personal teacher to this child. So, but the parents of this child are like asking, what actually is the problem that they are trying to assign this particular teacher to this child? Because it's true that she's very reserved. She's not outspoken, but these are traits, right? These are personalities traits. Like, everybody must not be outspoken. Everybody must not be so open, vocal like that. Because the woman herself, the way I have looked at her to be, she's a very quiet person. The man himself is the same person. Like, how do you not expect them to give birth to a lion that roars? It's not okay. Looking at it in the academic wise, the child is doing well in the class, okay? It's not like she's backward. It's not like she doesn't understand what is happening in the class. It's not like she's not following up. Yes, she is. She takes a very good grades in the class. Then why assigning a particular teacher, a private teacher or a personal teacher to her? So I wonder what this teacher then will not be doing in the class. So this is where the trick comes in. I am not saying that assigning a personal teacher to a child is wrong, but there are some ways to go about it, and there's some things to look out for. Most children that are assigned these particular teachers are children that have academical problems and comportment problems. When I mean comportment, behavioral problems. Yes, children that maybe they don't know how to how do I say it? They don't know how to present their emotion. They don't know how to control their emotions. Yes, let me put it like that. Children that find it difficult to control their emotions, maybe when they are happy, they're just so overexcited, and their happiness can be a risk to someone standing close by them, or when they are angry and they are very violent, okay? These are people that needs a personal or private teachers. Yeah, or a child that is not following up in the class. Yes, for me, I think these are people that needs a personal teacher for. So the problem, these couples, they decided to come to me. I don't know, from one way or the other, they said somebody directed them to me. I am not what do I call it? I don't I don't even know how it happened. It's not like I have office, so please disclaimer. I'm not into academic or whatsoever here. So I decided to hear from them, and this was what they narrated to me. And then I decided to have a one-on-one talk with the teachers. And sincerely speaking, I cannot wrap my finger around the reason for this. Then they are trying to tell me that when it comes to other parts of the world, like other parts of the people, the foreigners that live here, take for example, like as she told me, the Indians, they have a God that they serve. And these Indian people have quite told them, the teachers, that at times their children behaviors can actually be influenced by this God that they serve. So, and then they have done a research about Africa, finding out that Africa has a God, has gods that they serve, which is juju. They practically told me voodoo. Voodoo is juju. So that then there's a possibility that some of the threats, and it's not only this child, I'm just using this child now because the parents came to me. There have been so many other cases which I have witnessed as well, that these girls can as well have some influence in the behavioral traits of these children here in Europe. My country people, this is not a joke. Now, what am I trying to say? Please, parents, be careful. When you find yourself in a foreign land like this, be very, very careful. You are there to protect your children because apparently they don't know anything. That is why you are a parent. Is your most your most responsibility in their life is their protection. Most of this particular private or personal teachers they give to children here, it is stated in their record, in their academical record for the rest of their life. Some of them, they hand them these teachers and the teachers will have to follow them throughout primary school, secondary school. And I have this, I don't like it. It's understandable when the child has a problem than when there is no problem. You cannot tell me that because a child is quiet and is not vocal, outspoken, for that you assign a teacher to that child. So for me, please, parents should do better. Learning a language is very important. That's the only way you can defend your children. Seriously, sometimes they'll tell you, sign, sign, sign. You don't know what you are signing. If you don't know the language, please do try to have somebody that can actually read and explain what is written on the paper. Anyway, we are battling on it, but I have just given them my own understanding, as in what I think about it. It is left on the parents to now decide exactly what they want to do. So they gave me the right to talk about it because I didn't even mention their name. You understand? I'm just giving you an example of what we are facing here. So if you're out there, please do well to be attentive. That's just all about this video. Please let me know what you think. Have you come across a situation like this? Has it happened to you? Do you have any problem with this? Or what do you think about the story? Please let me know. I would love to hear from you as well. Maybe the angle I'm seeing it from is not the same angle. Someone else may be seeing it. So I'll be wrapping this video up here. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on my next vlog. See, here is all about lifestyle, but at times I share videos like this and I talk about Italy. Anyway, if this is the first time you're coming across my channel, please do it to like, share, subscribe, okay? See you guys on my next. Thanks for watching. Bye.